Welcome to this WordPress Essentials session. I'm Jason Hawkins and this is Working in Pages. It's tracking the typical life cycle of editing a page, adding it, editing it, dates, drafts, pendings, reviews, trashing, all the process related stuff that you would deal with in Pages. A page isn't a page until it's linked to your website's menu structure. So we also investigate how to quickly do that within menus. I have another video that's dedicated to just menu management, but this will briefly touch on this in the process when you're working with pages. So let's cut across to the screen shares now and we'll take you through working the typical life cycle within pages. Now let's create a page and move it through its life cycle. So we'll create it, add some content, add it to a menu, publish it, and then remove it from the site altogether through a delete process. So let's go. We'll dive in, do add new, and I'm going to call this my service. A little about my services here. Again, this is the Gutenberg editor. I need to learn how to type. I'll just grab some additional content as well. Add another block. Add a paragraph. So here's my page. Very basic, and I can save the draft, and that won't publish it. It's just sitting in my pages to refer to later. In here I can check the visibility. So at the moment, if I did publish it, it would be public. And I can choose to change the publish date to, next week or tomorrow, or just, have it timed. I can also change it to pending review, so it's not actually live yet, and I'll get other people to have a look at it. I can allocate the authorship of this page as well. So here's my permalink, my service. It just takes that directly from my H1 heading of the site. The other thing I could also do is create a featured image. I showed that in the other basics before. I would probably not have discussion or comments allowed on standard static pages. That's normally referred to blog style posts where people comment. The order process, the ordering can be used for menu or submenus, but some themes treat that differently. You would need to depend on the actual theme about how that's absolutely implemented. So let's publish this, and so it's saying my service is now live. I'm going to right click and view this in a tab. So here's my page. Remember, I didn't actually add a feature image, so there's nothing at the top. It's just dropping straight into there. So the interesting thing is it's not in the menu yet, and that's okay. But you've got to remember to add it to that menu. So let's go back to all my pages. I can see that it's sitting in my list here. Now I don't edit the menu item here. I need to go to Appearance and then Menus. And here's my most recent pages. I can select it there, or I can view all, or ordered by alphabetical, or I could search. So there's my service page. Add that to the menu, and there it is. So remember, I will need to save that. Now if I go back to any page within my site and refresh, my service page will be in the menu. So that's all very easy and straightforward. Remember, you can change the order of this, about how this sits, or I could change the menu title by just jumping in there to edit. I'm going to save that. Let's go back and have a look. And see, my website's starting to build out with content, albeit not real content, but that's good. So now I'd like to I can quickly change the status of this if I like and take it offline. So I'll move that back to draft and update. So now you can see easily that it's actually in draft. If I look at my menu, it still shows it here as I'm logged in as an administrator, but that would normally unpublish that page. I can also trash this page. So say I wanted to remove it, move it to the trash. Hasn't deleted the page altogether. The page trash is over here, and I can view that and restore that back to my list. So let's look back at published. Here's all my published posts. But if I want to look at all of them where my service one is because it's in draft, I'm going to click through that. And I am going to publish it. So there we go. It's back into the full published list. If I wanted to, again, delete it, it's easy. I can trash it here. I can also preview that here in the list. Say I have a site with many pages, and we do work on sites that have hundreds of pages, then you can easily just search here for the page title and it will bring that up. So it looks for content within the page as well as the title of the page. So here's my page, obviously ready to go. So that's a brief look at the life cycle of publishing a page. It's normally static content that stays on your website for all to see on a recurring basis. It's not part of your newsfeed.